Cheers, you guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're going to party like it's 2014.
Old glasses. But that's all right because we have a new challenge.
Yay!
The 2023 Read ICT Challenge is here, and we're going to talk about some books today. Some books that we recommend, books that we want to read for the new challenge categories.
Absolutely. So we're going to go through these challenge categories with you and give you some recommendations, but don't forget to print off the challenge list from the Wichita Public Library website. I think we're also going to post it to our Read ICT Facebook page.
Yes, there's a
right?
Read ICT Facebook group, so be sure to join that if you're not already, and there will be a downloadable list on there as well.
You can search for the Read ICT Facebook group by searching hashtag Read ICT Challenge.
Absolutely. And don't forget, I keep pointing, but I'm serious. That's how you know that you can also keep track of your challenge in Beanstack. And each month that you submit a book in one of these categories, you are entered into a fun prize.
Fabulous prizes.
Okay, well, let's go through the categories, shall we, ladies?
Let's go. I'm ready. All right, category number 1 is a book with a non-human narrator. I love this category so much. I'll go ahead and start. Mine is right here. It is a beloved book of mine. It's a middle grade novel by Kate DiCamillo. It's The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. It's told from the point of view of a stuffed rabbit who gets lost and then found again. It's a tearjerker and everyone should read it. You don't have to be a kid.
Category 2 is a book with a long title that is a book with 7 words or more.
It's an arbitrary number we came up with.
Yeah, and
We wanted it to be hard, but like not too hard, right?
Yeah, and it can include articles, so A, the, and can count, because we're not that picky.
My choice for a long title is Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes.
10 words.
But it's by Phoebe Robinson. I'll say that title again. Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes. Another book that I haven't yet read, it came out last year, but her other 2 books, another one actually would also fit this category. It's called You Can't Touch My Hair and Other Things I Still Have to Explain. She's funny, she's clever, she has a very interesting way of seeing the world, and frankly, I just want to be her best friend. And she actually has a chapter about that, I think, in one of her books. But
About how you want to be her best friend.
no, just how like she's approached by random strangers who want to be her best friend, and she's like, "That's weird. Like
I don't. I'm awesome.
Yeah, I don't really get that because I'm not actually that friendly." But anyway, she's great. I love her, and I can't wait to read this book for the next challenge.
Awesome.
Category 3 is a book about friendship. I'm not even going to go into it because I think it speaks for itself. I love
Book
my
about
friends.
friends.
You love your friends.
I do.
We're friends.
Yeah.
Let's read books about them.
Okay. My pick is a really pretty new novel. It's by Gabrielle Zevin. It's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. This book is so fabulous. At the heart of it is a friendship between 2 video game designers. So it's sort of a flashback to the 90s and video game design. You don't have to love video games or even like them to appreciate this book because it is about these 2 people's friendship, and it's just really a fantastic book. I highly recommend it. That's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Category number 4 is a guilty pleasure read. Now this is kind of tricky, but really it's sort of all-encompassing because whatever you love to read can count for this category. I happen to not feel guilty about anything I read.
My choice for guilty pleasure read is actually one I just read, and I also don't really feel guilty, but if I was to feel guilty about a category, it would also be a rom-com. And this is one that I actually heard recommended from the Read ICT Facebook group, and somebody spoke highly of it, and so I decided to take a chance. It was The Love Hypothesis by Allie Haywood. And it is kind of a sort of stereotypical romance between like a professor and a student, but not his student. But in like a STEM type academia background, and it was really good. There's only really one spicy scene in it. So if you're kind of not wanting too much graphic stuff, you can read most of it and just avoid that. Skim that part.
You
Just a
want
little
the
spice.
Closed
light.
door romance.
And the
medium
best,
hot.
yeah, maybe I really.
Would you say mild? Would you go so far as to say mild?
No.
It's
Is it a 2 out of 5?
said it had
I
a
feel like the
spicy
spicy scene kind of
How many fires?
Really?
How many flames
Yeah.
is in this?
for that one scene about 5.
Ooh.
It's still really.
It gets
It
spicy.
gets very, but just during that one part. Everything
Okay.
else is fairly tame.
All right.
But there is a great quote in that book that I want to embroider on a piece of fabric and hang up on my wall. And it's carry yourself with the confidence of a mediocre white man.
There you go.
Okay, great.
It's my
No
new
guilt in
motto.
that.
Category 5 is a book from a villain's point of view.
What a fun category.
I know, I really, really like this category. It's kind of neat to see things from the other perspective and maybe sort of see why that character behaves the way they do, and sometimes you can almost empathize with them depending on the circumstances. My recommendation for this category, this is one I'm going to read, I haven't read it, is My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. Please message me on Facebook if I said this wrong. And this is one that I've known a few people that have read this that said it's really good, and it is kind of what the title explains, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is in the title.
Category 6 is a book about time. So that can be taken in a lot of fun directions.
So many ways.
My pick is one that I recently read. I listened to it on audiobook. It's fairly new release. It's called The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich. And it's not really a time travel book. This one is a speculative fiction where suddenly everybody in the entire world receives this box on their doorstep or wherever they get their mail with a string in it, and that string measures the length of their life. And so people choose whether or not to open the box, and they know just how long they have to live. And this kind of turns into almost a socio-political thing because people, and I don't want to give too much away, but people that have shorter strings versus longer strings start getting treated differently. So it's just interesting take on how, your life might change if you know exactly how much time you have. This might also be appropriate for another category that we'll be announcing, but it definitely would fit into this one, and I would suggest reading it. It's really good. It's a little heavy and can get a little depressing, but it's
Like
very
any
thought-
good book.
Exactly.
It's thought-provoking.
That is on my
It's
list, too.
Definitely a book you can have long conversations about.
What a great take on the time category, too. It's like, how much time do you have left? What do you do with that information? I love that. Category number 7 is a book with a color in the title. Love this category, too. My pick, one of many you could read, obviously, is Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. This is a almost a memoir autobiography sort of thing told in verse. Jacqueline Woodson writes mostly for young people. This one actually won the National Book Award for Young People several years ago. It's basically about growing. It's a coming of age sort of novel told in verse. Lovely, lovely novel, and also an Own Voices book as well. So if that's important to you, I highly recommend it. Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson.
Category 8 is a book featuring an LGBTQIA+ protagonist.
I am very excited for this category as well. My pick for the book with an LGBTQIA protagonist is The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. This is a fun and funny and also kind of poignant look at these two children. Basically, their mother has passed away. Their father is going through some issues, and they go to live with their gay uncle or gunkle in Palm Springs. And there is just so much going on here. It is, a romp, as they say, in some ways, and it's just a beautiful story about what makes family and sort of, anyway, I highly recommend it. It's The Gunkle by Stephen Rowland.
Category 9 is a book about death or grief. This category actually ties in really well to our 2023 big read, which is Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant by Roz Chast, and that's, well, you'll hear all about that through alternate means. But it's something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, but it's something that we all have to deal with and go through. And so while this category may be somewhat difficult, I think it's important that we included it. I agree. So my choice for category 9 is called Lark Ascending. It's by Silas House. And we actually just interviewed him for our Read, Return, Repeat podcast. Shameless plug. It's very good. We have a lot of fun. But this is a beautifully written novel. It follows Lark, who has to escape the United States due to climate change and political events that are outside of his control. And so he becomes essentially a refugee and flees to Ireland, trying to get to this beautiful Glendalough where he feels like if he gets there, everything will be okay. But it's sad and heart-wrenching, but beautiful at the same time. It's poetic. There's a dog, and the dog makes me want to go get a dog and name my dog after this dog. It's great. Okay, read it. Lark Ascending, Silas House.
All right, category number 10 is a book set in the Great Plains. So obviously that's a wide region. I picked a classic for this one I read several years ago. It's The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. I know a lot of people have read this and maybe read it in high school and didn't like it a lot. I read it as an adult through a hot Kansas summer. And it's, if you don't know, it's about the journey of the Joad family from during the Dust Bowl time period to California to try to make a better life for themselves. But it really, it's about family and persistence and just getting through tough times. And John Steinbeck was such a wonderful writer. And I didn't know going in that the chapters kind of alternate between sort of setting the scene of the Great Plains and what the Dust Bowl is all about, and then this family's journey. So it's just, again, it's a masterpiece. The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck.
Category 11 is my favorite category. It is a book about a secret or closed society. So
would you say that's a cult?
Cultish.
It's a cult. My recommendation for this is one I read earlier this year, and it's called A Special Place for Women by Laura Hankin. And it is like this modern day professional women's society in New York. It's one of those secret exclusive societies that you have to know somebody to get in. This journalist, she goes undercover to find out the connection between them and I think some mysterious political thing that was happening, and she basically infiltrates herself into this and becomes one of them. And I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but there's definitely more to it than on the surface of why these women, after they join, suddenly become incredibly successful overnight. And so it's definitely a little cultish, but I really liked it.
Sounds good. Cool. And drum roll, please. Thank you, ladies. Category 12 is a book by an author that is visiting Wichita or being hosted remotely by a Wichita organization.
And this is a confusing category. Not confusing, but you have to sort of wait to see who comes to town sometimes.
Yes, you can't just knock it all out at once.
Right.
Have your reading list all planned out.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know of one author that's going to visit Wichita next year. Suzanne, tell us about it.
So that is, as Sara mentioned earlier, this is Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant by Roz Chast. She's a cartoonist for The New Yorker and wrote this amazing autobiography in graphic novel form about her experience dealing with aging parents. I am so excited she's coming to town. Thank you, Wichita Public Library, for bringing her. This is going to be a wonderful community discussion about this book, and then to have her visiting is just such a treat. So I can't wait. Can't we talk about something more pleasant by Rose?
Yeah, and we'll definitely want to remember the Big Read Kickoff is on March 12th here at the Advanced Learning Library. So if
Mark your calendars.
Want to get a free copy, keep that on your calendars.
Let's cheers, ladies.
All right, cheers to another
Happy
year.
New Year. Happy New Read ICT.
Have fun.